Bizarre. So today we're going to step away from the Nancy Guthrie case for just a moment. We will be back on that case, but to look at a different case. In this case, we have something so strange, and I'm not even sure how they're going to prove it. All right, so there is this channel on YouTube, and it's the Sailing Hookers. The last name of the people is Hookers. Much like Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie, if you recall that case quite a few years ago, they were doing like a van life for a while. And then they cashed in everything, sold everything to buy a boat, which they were documenting their journey, including fixing up the boat. And they've been doing it for about 3 years. Now she's missing. Lynette Hooker. Now, how are they going to figure out what really happened? I'm not sure. But they found some evidence, and now he's arrested in the Bahamas. This is like so many other cases. I'm thinking Chris Watts. I'm thinking Scott Peterson. I'm thinking Brian Laundrie. But does he just got a bad rap and this really was an accident? We've got to dig into it, try to get to the bottom of it. And the evidence that they found should be very telling. So, welcome to a Level Lemon True Crime. Mama D coming at ya. So happy to have you back. It's been a few days. I had to take a reprieve. Needed to get out of the true crime world for a few days to send off my orders and recharge my energy and spend some time with my family. So now I'm back in this. And this case, I dug up a lot of details. Like they've got their channel on YouTube. I went through that. I found some exclusive, if you will, footage of the Bahamas with about this a little stronger storm and winds going on in their footage. And so we can do a little comparison. He's saying that, 25 mile an hour winds. Well, we've got 30 on film, and it was filmed by Lynette. I have actual video of Lynette paging through with her camera right across that kill switch. And yes, the little dinghy or a little tiny 4-foot boat that they're, maybe 6-foot boat that they're in, the little dinghy had a kill switch. And if the kill switch is pulled, the engine doesn't work. The kill switch is missing. Now, what he claims happened and what really happened, are they the same? You're going to have to be the judge of that. All I can do is present it all, share with you what we have so far. I appreciate you covering this with me. Her daughter is blown away by this, still in shock. And it just happened this April. There is some evidence that suggests, well, I'll just leave it at this. They arrested him, but they have not charged him clearly for anything yet. But there is evidence that leads to a lot of suspicion. And we have yet to have last proof of life verified by anybody. This could be a made-up story that they both got in the dinghy and they went out to have a little supper on this island or on land, spent the day drinking, got back in the dinghy, storms came in on their way back to the boat. She gets knocked out of the little dinghy, takes the kill switch with her, so he has no engine. He's only got one oar. That's suspicious to me. He says it broke. How'd it break? Okay. It's aluminum, but I'm just saying that's weird. And then a lot of questions about why he didn't go after her. Why didn't he dive in after her? Why didn't he get the boat over to her? Why didn't she swim back to the boat? And if we have no proof of life that there was a dinner and that they drank all day on land, How do we know when she really went missing? Now, there is information available that will tell us a little bit more, but we've got to dig into it. So welcome to my live audience. Say hello to a few of you. Hi, Tammy Cruz, Deborah, Lewis, Nikki K. Thank you, Jennifer Swain and Nikki. I appreciate both you and Debbie Gazzardo, as well as, let's see, who else do we have here? I'm seeing who we have for mods. Thank you, Carla Burgeon. Thank you all for modding, as well as tuning into the live chat. Thank you at home for tuning into the live chat, even if you don't want to chat. I appreciate that. And thank you on my replay crew. Now, you guys, let's get over and do some talking. So, he's not a bad-looking fella. She's definitely a beautiful-looking lady. What a lovely couple it would appear. And on their channel, Sailing with the Hookers, everything appeared to be absolutely perfect. But that is not how things were going. This is absolutely suspicious to me. And this is the daughter of Lynette accounting how her stepdad, Brian, told her her mother was missing. Let's take a listen to this. Hold on.
Hey, your mom is missing. We don't know where she is. She's been missing since last night, but we're going to come up there soon to see you, so we would like to see you. I was like, okay. I was still like processing what he just said, but because he just dropped a bomb on me. But then he started talking about it again and then hung up really fast. And I was just like, okay, like what? How do you just lose my mom?
How do you just lose my mom? I'm putting my lotion on, you guys. How do you just lose her mother and hang up really fast? Don't even give her a chance to ask a question? And then make it sound so casual. Hey, we'll swing by. I'd like to see you soon. But my mom is missing. Oh my gosh. Here's the story. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
Hooker saying, quote, he categorically and unequivocally denies any wrongdoing, and he is currently cooperating with the authorities there in the Bahamas. So far, no official charges have been filed.
But now there are some red flags about his alibi. He initially told police he fell out of the boat too and had to swim back to shore after the two became separated in the water. But in an exclusive report from CBS News, a friend has come forward with more information, more messaging from Brian this week that contradicts the whole story. In the message, Brian talks about the wind separating he and Lynette. Well, quickly after she fell overboard, he says the friend changed the stories. It then looks like he paddled back to shore in the boat 7 hours later. So was he in the boat or did he swim to shore? There's the big difference this morning. Questions also raised about Brian didn't wanting to swim after his wife. Why didn't he go grab her body or try to? Those are some of the questions police are looking into. Well, more on that as we get it this morning.
We're finally leaving Kima.
An avid swimmer and sailor, Lynette loved to share their sailing adventures on social media under the playful username, The Sailing Hookers. According to police, her husband told investigators the couple left in an 8-foot hard-bottom dinghy around 7:30 Saturday night for Elbow Cay, trying to reach their yacht, Soulmate. He reported her missing around 4 a.m. Sunday when he says he washed up miles away in Marsh Harbor. He said Lynette, not wearing a life jacket, bounced off the boat during a rough current and was carried away. She was wearing the keys, causing the dinghy to lose power, so he drifted through the night. Carly says her stepfather did not inform her Lynette was missing until Sunday night. He left her this voicemail Tuesday.
Hello, honey. I just got a call from Hopetown Search and Rescue, and they have found a flotation device that I threw to Mom when she fell overboard. And so they haven't found her yet, but they can now focus all of their efforts in a smaller area. So
Oops. Whoops.
Disputes. She was skeptical of Brian's story about the night of the incident.
Why wouldn't he drop anchor and look for her? Why did he paddle the other way? If my significant other fell into the water, I'd be freaking out and going after him.
Yeah, I'd be freaking out too. He's a Marine, ex-Marine. He scuba dives. She's an avid swimmer, very good at it, been at sea, knows about boats, and I've actually got what the weather was like because she filmed a time frame and she even put what the winds were at. It was in the Bahamas and it was in less than a month ago. I can't wait to show you that. Let's talk about this. If someone in your life, even a stranger at this point, is in a little boat with you and they fall out, and it's not like there's a huge current because you're in this protective cove, so there's no riptide that's going to carry you away. Why wouldn't you paddle towards the person? Why wouldn't you go in the water and try to save the person? Why wouldn't they swim back towards the closest thing, which would be the dinghy? He makes an account that she swam back towards their boat, like the long distance swim, in choppy water after falling out of the dinghy. Y'all, I don't know how they're going to prove anything, but this is just wild. He didn't have a radio or anything. That's why he didn't call 911 till 7 hours later when he paddled his way back to shore. 7 hours later. How big is this cove? All right, let's listen to this, you guys. That was a good question, though. Why not, right?
Jerika, Brian Hooker remains in custody tonight. Importantly, he has not been charged with a crime. It comes as CBS News has also obtained a new audio recording of Brian in the days following his wife's disappearance.
At police headquarters in the Bahamas today, Brian Hooker's lawyer says he sat for hours of questioning about the disappearance of his 55-year-old wife, Lynette Hooker.
He was questioned in relation to causing harm, which resulted in her death, but we have no evidence.
Hooker has not been charged and denies harming Lynette. Police searched the couple's sailboat and collected electronic devices. Brian told police that his wife fell off their dinghy into strong currents Saturday evening. Blaine and Marnie Stevenson say they have been friends with the couple since 2023. Blaine spoke to Brian after Lynette went missing and said he recorded the call. CBS has verified this recording.
I threw her a flotation cushion that we used to sit on the dinghy, right after she went in.
They released a recording of their call because they think it could help find Lynette.
I want people out there looking for a real live human being. Until told otherwise, Lynette's alive to me, and she needs to be found. I've got to speak for Lynette, and from the boating community, that's what I'm trying to do.
So look, in that new audio, Brian tells his friend that he fired 2 flares after a boat went by. And importantly, that friend believes that if someone saw it, then perhaps we could get a step closer to finding Lynette. Officials have said that that is a recovery mission.
Okay, so he's fired 2 flares. So we have 2 different stories. He first told the police, allegedly, that he also was tossed from the dinghy. And that he managed to get back on the dinghy. But that still doesn't make sense as to why he didn't go after her. All right. Then also, he then messaged his friend. And here you can see he doesn't say anything to the friend. So he told the friend something different than he told the police. So according to what he allegedly told the police, he got knocked out of the boat, had to get back in. But that's not what he tells his friend. He said Lynette fell off the boat, says the friend. Yes, brother, I'm afraid so. Off the dinghy and some choppy seas on the way back to the sailboat. The wind blew me away from her, and she swam towards the sailboat. And we lost sight of each other pretty quickly as it was just about sundown. I drifted and tried to paddle with 1 oar for the next 7 hours until I washed up behind the shore of the next island over and was able to get some help finally. We are still searching. A lot is going on right now, but I thank you for checking on us. Being on the news is a huge burden. And I just had my first ever news organization call me a few minutes ago. Do you notice what he said? He's saying that the wind, okay, so current, if there's any current, which he's claiming the wind was creating current too, the boat's going to go in the same direction as the person. They're not going to be blown completely separate. The current isn't going to be like split. So if this person's in the boat and the boat's rocking and the current is pushing them this way, they're going to stay in a reference points to each other somewhat. Okay. Also, these are experienced sailors. Her mother, which you're going to hear, talks about how Lynette was extensively checking the weather all the time. So she would have known the signs. You've been out in a boat probably when bad weather is coming in. I have. You can see it on the horizon. First thing you do is start making your way back to shore, regardless of what direction your boat is. If there's bad weather, you're going to try to make it back to your closest place. Number two, you're going to safety up. You're going to put on a life jacket. That is a big problem here, is that she didn't have on her life jacket and she's sitting on the edge of a little dinghy that's choppy all over and bad weather coming in with 25-mile-an-hour gusts. And she didn't think, well, I better put a safety jacket on. Something smells bad to me. What do you guys think? Nikki says, or Laura says, Nikki, love, I'm always here, just don't always chat anymore. Hi, Laura. Welcome back. Lovely. Good to see you. NorCal SoCal, welcome to see you. He's full of it, in your opinion. And they both are heavy drinkers. We've heard from both sides that they're heavy drinkers. Laura says, Mama D, your hair has grown loads since I was last year. OMG. I might chop it off again pretty soon. I don't know. But thank you, lovely. All right. So let's think on this. All right. I got a lot to show you. Let's get into this a little bit. This is the daughter. Bless her little heart. This is heartbreaking. But she's so strong to be able to get out and actually share about this because she wants the answers and the truth. And so what a strong young lady.
It just doesn't add up why she was swimming away from the boat or why she had the keys. Sorry, I have known past issues between them have not been good, so it's just weird that this is happening now. Like, kind of like, okay, you said this was gonna probably happen, and now it's happening. So she is
okay. Wait. So there was a part before this where she states that they had gotten into a huge argument, Lynette and Kevin Hooker, and they separated. And Lynette went back to her mother's, who the mother said Lynette was covered in bruises on her back. When Lynette goes back to be, like, they get back together, and Lynette tells her mother, which is the grandmother to the daughter, is telling the daughter, and that's what she's referencing here, that he made the comment to Lynette, I regret that I didn't throw you overboard and be done with you before. And then now we're hearing that Lynette fell overboard and nobody can find her. And she pulled the kill switch on the motor, which this gets very confusing on the kill switch. So I went and got a close-up, clear as day video about that kill switch. And it's their kill switch. He's wearing it. They're in the dinghy together. And you can see how it connects and how he wears it and so forth. So we'll get into that. So the reason the daughter's saying it's so weird that this is happening because of what you said before, now you know what she's referring to. He had said, I wish I regret I didn't throw you overboard before and be done with you. So, yeah, I get where the daughter is absolutely concerned in his words.
An active person. She likes to do crafts, or she used to sew biminis for sailboats, and she's very active. She works out a lot and does yoga.
Okay. So, this is the boat, you guys. This is the boat. Let me play it here for a second. Make sure and mute it. So you can see, you can fit 3 people, but it's a tiny little boat. And they're pulling their wakeboards behind them. And right here is, yep, that was Lynette. She just reached up. This is her daughter. And this is Brian. So Lynette, the daughter, and Brian. You can see how he sits here and he's got his hand on that little motor. You can also see this isn't going to go very fast. This just isn't going to go very fast. Laura, thank you for the snooper chat. You said, I still think very highly of you, Mama, just following another case at the moment. You're still my number one. Much love. Oh, Laura, I love you. Thank you. That is so sweet of you. So that is a small dinghy. Now I want you to listen to this. This is quite alarming.
Darlene, what do you think happened that night, Saturday night, when she disappeared?
So this is her mother. So you've listened to the daughter talk for a minute. Now this is Lynette's mother. And she was the go-to. If there was a problem in the marriage where Lynette needed to get away, she went home to her mother. She confided much more in her mother than she did in her daughter. Understandably, we don't always want to cause issue for our children. And our mothers have more experience, so we'll turn to our mother. And even the daughter says she confided in my grandma. And so this is really interesting how Ashley is saying, what do you think happened to your daughter on that Saturday night? And that was just this beginning of April.
Brian called me, called us to tell us that Lynette was missing 24 hours after she was missing. And I said, I need more details. And he said, we drank all day. And we were on land all day, and we had been drinking. And he said, everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. I didn't have a radio. He said an oar broke. And he just kept going on and on. I didn't do this, I didn't do that, it's all my fault. And I said, but why not go after Lynette? Why go the opposite direction? He says, I didn't know where she went. But my thought was, she fell off of a dinghy that wasn't running, and she didn't swim back to the boat for some reason. It's an unsinkable dinghy. Why wouldn't she swim back? My daughter was an excellent athlete and swimmer. So it is, I mean, it makes no sense. But he said anything that went wrong could go wrong, and that he had to paddle for 8 hours to get across and get to where somebody could help.
I mean, not only is Lynette a good swimmer, he's a Marine.
Sure. Well, he was an excellent swimmer too. That's why we couldn't understand why he didn't jump out in after her, or why not row toward the way he saw her go. So yeah, I mean, he was a scuba diver too. He'd go under and clean the bottom of the boat, and they snorkeled. And my daughter was raised on a lake and around boats and her whole life. So
I think you also mentioned to me she was extremely safe when she was boating. Used to wear a helmet on the keel boat in case the boom would come across. And I'm a sailor. I've never even been that safe.
Well, in particular, no, more that she did that when the winds were bad. She didn't have a house. So when the winds were bad and they were down below and they would get shuffled around, she'd have padding and the helmet on. And it was, we always thought it was kind of funny when she did that. Yeah. And so I always told her, make sure you got your helmet on, so that she could protect herself. So yeah, when she was going out working on the side of the boat, she had life jacks and she had belts around her and straps on the boat, and she was always very cautious. My daughter was very conscientious of the weather.
And yet, she's very conscientious of the weather. She's taken all those safety precautions. Yet, they're in a storm, and it's almost nightfall. The wind has picked up to 25-mile-an-hour knots. She's sitting on the edge of the world, or AKA a tiny little dinghy, and she doesn't strap on a life jacket? We know that's bullshit. We know right there that's the first largest red flag. It's because anybody, especially the ones that are experienced, but even a newbie, is going to put on their life-saving device. It just doesn't work. You know what I mean? Laura says that no phone is BS. In my opinion, makes no sense. You wouldn't have a means to contact with anybody out there. Right. Lady Shore, welcome to the channel. Need to hear more, but this is sus. I just know the ocean and currents pull you away fast. On top of all, it had to be very dark. It had to be so dark to even see. Yeah, but we're talking about inside of a cove. We're talking about no life jacket. BS alarm. There you go. There you go, NorCal. Yep. BS alarm. That's right. All right, let's listen.
I mean, all Mr. Weatherman and all the weather stations, I mean, they were always on her phone. She was always watching the weather. And Brian, too. I mean...
Hold on. Always on their phones. Always on their phones. There it is. You're right. When you're right, you're right.
If there was any hint of being bad weather, they were very careful about when they went out and what they did. So I've been told that this little cove area that they're in doesn't have a strong current. It's a protected area. So I've heard so many different things. It gets so confusing.
Indeed. All right, you guys. Let's really dig this out because I need a like. I was up till very late at night going through Sailing with the Hookers YouTube channel until I found it. And I found it. I found where they're in the Bahamas less than a month ago in that cove. And the storm kicks off. Now, according to what she has typed, Lynette has put as the heading, it says, let me read it to you exactly. It says 30 knot gusts. Hold on, everyone. Hashtag Bahamas. Are you ready? We're going to see if you think that this is how you could get separated and not be able to see the person, not swim to them. You just tell me what you really think. This is the exact description of the weather. It's actually 5 miles faster wind gusts because it's only 20 to 25 mile an hour wind gusts when she goes missing. This is 30. Okay. This is her footage, Lynette's footage. You can even hear her talking. Do you even see a white cap? Now they're sailing, so you can see movement of the water really fast. That's because their boat is moving. I'll let you guys be the judge. Nikki says, what we have heard, Lynette seems very safety aware. So you cannot see her just falling off, in my opinion. I agree. So that's what it looks like. Let me back it up so you can see. I'll play it again. Lady Shore says, well, too much alcohol, drinking all day long, and now at night to even go out in the dinghy was a bad call. Agreed. A bad call on their part, let alone intoxicated. It's sad and dangerous. It's blackout. It's the ocean. It's waves. But the problem is, you guys, we have nobody at this point confirming that they saw her, Lynette, and him together anytime soon before this. He says they went to a little tiny restaurant. We'll see. Rumor has it, that's all it is, rumor, that he was seen getting back in the dinghy alone. Now, they did search the boat, but I thought to myself, what if it had been months? When's the last time somebody heard from Lynette? So I kept digging. Now, this is what we have. Oh, and by the way, on this little number here, you can see over here, you've got this sailing hooker. She's tagged the Bahamas, 30 knot gusts. Hold on, everybody, right? So I find that interesting. I really do. Didn't look too bad to me, but what do I know? So this at least gives us an idea that she was still alive approximately a month ago. Just because I don't think he would know to say us. Maybe he would. Maybe. But he says the sailing hookers he put on the YouTube channel found a $50 case of beer here in the Bahamas. Saved us $30. Haha. Yeah, a lot of people put some comments down here. Too bad you arrested now, bro. This person put just the best, wrote, I'm a driver and I would never get out there in the rough waters in a dinghy and not be wearing a life preserver. It doesn't make sense. I will pray she is found alive. If not, I hope she doesn't have marks on her indicating homicide. May God bless her and bring her home. This person wrote, so sorry to hear about your wife's accident. Praying she is found safe and sound. And this person responds and writes, yeah, saying sorry to the man who probably did it. The truth will come out just like D. Warner. Do you remember D. Warner's case, y'all? And then Tracy down here wrote, Tracy Morehouse wrote, yes, they arrested him. I knew it. So I find that interesting. Let's look at this. And
Success.
All right, we got the grub.
Boom. Got it. All right, you guys. Do you see this? This. Let me get my picture of it. Now, this is a video right from their channel, and she was just waving that camera around. I want you to look at the picture. Whoops, let me grab a screenshot because I can't work on the video and draw on it. So let me grab a picture. And we're going to lay it on top of the video so that we can drawing and I can show you. We use red. So I am going, well, actually, we're going to highlight the blue. And I'm going to highlight, okay, the kill switch. Do you see it plugged in right here? And it goes, a cord goes this way. And it goes down like this under his arm. And then it goes up like this. It's got the floating key fob, a floating key fob, and then it's pinned up here. That is the kill switch, and that is the piece that is missing. You can see how short it is. You almost have to be in the driver's seat to wear it. But that is the part that everybody's saying. How did she end up with the kill switch? He's the normal driver. He's the one always driving. How did she wind up with the kill switch? The driver is the one that needs the kill switch. You feel me? So let's go back over here. Let me undo this so you can just see it in its all natural. And you see this right here. And then you can see also, notice more beer. Okay. Another thing I notice is this, and I'm not pointing to his crotch. I'm pointing to that little orange pillow that happens to be the safety pillow. That's what he threw her. So let's go ahead. Let's save this picture down here. Let's get all the marks off the screen. Let's watch this slow-mo from the get-go.
Success.
All right, we got the grub.
Got groceries.
Well, it's not slow-mo.
Delivery. It's a way of life, man.
Okay, let's watch it again.
Success.
All right, we got.
Right there, I stopped it so you can see. That is the key fob. You can see where it connects right here to the engine. You can see where it's actually up here. It's clipped. Like, hold on. Yeah, you can only see it in the video. All right, let me grab another screenshot. Let me see. I want to see this. That's probably our best picture. Let's go ahead, grab it. Let's kick that on the board. I want to look at this to see how it attaches to the clothes. Does that look like a safety pin to you? Like a big, like it's a clip, but it's like a safety pin. It's pinned right to his shorts. And that's a floating key fob. I don't know, y'all. Sad, sad, sad. And we mentioned the sharks in the Bahamas infested. Prayers for Lynette. So heartbreaking, right? 99% of the time, it is Laura. Laura says, watching from Australia, 6 a.m. Wow, thank you for tuning in. Hey, JC, welcome back. Can we make our screen bigger? Let me see. Yeah, I can make this a lot bigger. There's the clip. There's the key fob. And then, let me show you this. I can make the other one bigger too. Let's go ahead, put this way up here. We'll just make it super, super big. Yeah, you can clearly see how it's connected. Yeah, that's interesting. Yes, it's clipped. The crotch may hold evidence. He is a crotch if he did this. JC says, I think Lynette was thrown from their boat and may have been unconscious. I'm wondering, where's the proof of life? Probably a Caribbean club? I don't know what that is. I'm not familiar. The box of grog. Mama said it with a straight face, Laura. You guys are too funny. All right. So, when it comes to the key fob, how'd she end up with it? I think if somebody somehow it was going to fall out? How would you grab it and unclip it from him? And you could, I mean, theoretically, would it come unclipped automatically when you pulled on him? I bet not. I bet it's penned, not clipped. I think it's penned. I don't know. That's a weird one. Let's continue. Let's talk about why he didn't search for her. Let's hear a little more from Lynette's mother. She does such a great job of explaining things to us.
They've been very good so far. They've been very good.
Oh, this is about the evidence. She's going to tell you the evidence that they found. Could be very telling, especially. I'll just wait. I'll let her talk first.
Good about talking with us, and I've talked to the police chief the day it happened. He was called on an email. He got in touch with me, and so they're doing their job for sure. And working with the Coast Guard, there's been a thorough search. It's odd that they found her watch.
What? They found her watch, her Apple Watch. I did a lot of research. She wears that Apple Watch for the last year. In every screenshot I got, including when she swims underwater, she has on her Apple Watch. She has it when she's running around the boat just doing maintenance. She's wearing her Apple Watch. But they found her watch, I believe. No, the grandmother, the mother of Lynette, she heard something about a beach, but she wasn't sure. But it was confirmed by news reports that they took the electronics off the boat and that they found her electronics on the boat. I'm wondering, is that when they found the watch? And is that why he was arrested, allegedly, on his boat? So if he went there, they took him to the boat to do a search. I don't know why they took him there, but they did. If he's on the boat and they find that Apple Watch, could that Apple Watch have told him something that made them want to arrest him? Because that's the evidence, man. That's going to tell a lot, whether she had it on for the last 2 weeks, if she had it. But this is the watch that allegedly she was wearing when she went missing. It's not like she was like, oh, I'm not going to wear my Apple Watch today, lay it here in the boat, we're going to go out to supper. No, this is the watch she allegedly had on her body when she went missing. They have the watch. That's a big piece of evidence.
They found
Where?
I don't know where. I do know that they found her watch. She wore iPhone watch, I watch.
An Apple Watch?
Apple Watch.
Was she wearing it the night she disappeared and they have found it?
Yeah.
And they didn't say if they found it inside the dinghy or on board Soulmate, or did they find it on a dock, or they didn't say?
It on the beach somewhere. I can't swear to that. It wasn't in the dinghy that I heard of the first time. I would have known before that. They just found her watch.
Okay, right there's the big problem. Right there. If that watch is found anywhere but that dinghy, if it's found back at the boat, if it's found somewhere on shore, she had it on when she went missing. How would it have got to those other locations? Especially if that Apple Watch turns out to be on the boat, and that's what they found when they mean electronics seized from the boat. Because if she wore it out that night to that restaurant, allegedly, how would the Apple Watch get back on the boat, but yet she didn't make it back? You feel me? That's big too. So they've got a lot to work through.
Yeah.
Let me just go back a bit. Did you say they found her watch on the beach?
I am not sure where. I said my thought was that that's where it was. So
Well, that would be very telling. That would be certainly a very big clue and a piece of evidence as well. And then they
got plastic strap around them. The Apple watches are pretty sturdy. They don't. I don't understand why. You gotcha. Yeah.
never comes off. I mean, somebody would have to really be wrenching on me to get that thing off. I've been wearing it for years. It's never come off.
Yep.
Yeah. The other thing I learned from Brian's attorney, who he's hired in the Bahamas.
I don't even care about his attorney. So he's very equipped to know how to swim after her. Here he is scuba diving. So he knows he was an ex-Marine, you guys. And she's a scuba diver. Now, this is very haunting things that came up while I was doing my research. And one of them is this song. Now, I'm going to play 20 seconds of it because if I go 30, I could get a copyright. And I'm going to hope that I don't have to go mute the sound. But I want you to listen to the song that she chose. And look, do you see her Apple Watch is on? She doesn't take it off. Listen. Okay, let me turn the music off now, y'all. Then I'll let you watch the rest. This is her video. She had a beautiful life when it was going good, I will tell you. She loved the ocean. I cried when I saw this video because the words. Okay, so this is another video. I thought it was kind of cute. She made it. Says, show me the reason why you don't have money. She showed the boat. Now this is strange, you guys. This is so strange. This was a couple, not at the time she went missing, much earlier. In fact, I believe it was months before. She literally recorded this video, and the only thing she put in the title was "Find Me." Is that not strange? What a quinky dink. She wrote "Find Me" to this, and look how she looks over the ocean. Is that not crazy? Find me. It's like she foretold her own future. I just find that absolutely wild. Brandy Martin, hello lovely. I haven't checked it out for myself just yet, but that dinghy may have had a motor that you could start even if the kill switch had been activated. I'm going to look. That'd be great, and let me know, please. I never knew they were waterproof. Hers was, because she does it underwater all the time. Laura Heiler, what I cannot get my head around and will battle to me until the end of my days is if you ain't happy in a relationship, leave and move on. Don't need to murder anybody, right? Flaw Mama Bear says, unfortunately, storms do come up out of nowhere in the Bahamas. I was raised there, and we lived on the beach. I do not understand why she didn't have her life jacket on. I agree with that. And thank you for sharing your knowledge. Yes, sadly, doesn't happen that way for some, Laura. Psychopathic people won't let you leave. Saline Cameo says, we posted the audio of Brian's account of the night. It has already been proven a lie by Bahamas police. So we ask now, when was she last alive? We know now that Saturday night is a lie. Oh my gosh. Sailing Cameo, I haven't been able to verify you, so I'm going to go ahead real quick and just go verify that you are the friends. I trust you, but I also, there can be weirdos out there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on your account, and then we'll know if we, because if that's already been proven a lie, I've said, when's the last proof of life? Okay, let me just find where you made that comment. Well, I'm on the wrong video. Hold on, you guys. And then I'll just click it and make sure it's not a hacker. Because if it's really you, then I do know I trust you. I do trust you. Okay. Let me see right here. Okay, hold on, you guys. I want to make sure. Yep. Real deal. Real deal. Just verified. Let me see if I can show you so that you can verify with me that this is really the friends of Lynette. Let me close the PowerPoint down and let's make this super big. Right there, you guys, and you can see them front and center, and they did the interview that I showed you earlier. Okay? So, we are just finding out live. Let me get this back on the screen. Let me go back over here. Thank you so much, Sailing Cameo. Thank you. I really appreciate you. Oh, shoot, I got to make that smaller now. My chat is massive. Hold on just a minute, you guys. I got a brain, but let me go back over here. A bunch of buttons to push. Let me shrink this way down. Okay. We're back on track. So, you guys, we're hearing from Sailing Cameo that this whole story about the restaurant is fake. It's a lie. That the Bahamas police have already proved that's a lie. So now we got no proof of life. Good golly, Miss Molly. We recorded it. Thank you so much for working for Lynette. My last 2 videos are of the recording. All right, I will definitely check them out. Please go over to Sailing Cameo and give them a like and subscribe. And they'll probably be going through a lot of this case with us. Oh, teeth picking thumbnail. Thanks. You gotta do your thumbnail the way you want to be seen, right? Yes, you want Lynette found. I totally respect that and want that as well. I didn't ever know much about Lynette. Yesterday I began to really go through her videos and just take my time and watch them all of them. And though you can't see behind the scenes, she shares so much beauty on this planet. Her personality is so heartwarming, and her appreciation for the ocean, for all the living creatures in the ocean, it's absolutely wonderful. And there's a heartbreak here. There's a heartbreak when you realize somebody that really loved her life is not present and accounted for. You have to ask, did she make it did he leave her on a deserted island and just take off and leave her behind? Or did he pull a Brian Laundrie? Brian Laundrie was on a nomad cross-country of the United States journey in his girlfriend's van with her, Gabby Petito. Brian Laundrie took her life and left her for dead. And he returned back to Florida without her, with their van. We all went through hell and back trying to find her too. Unfortunately, that did not end well. Gabby was found, thank God, in a dispersed campground, and Brian had taken her life. That case ended up being twisted so many ways because there was a standoff at his house, at his parents' house, because he didn't have a house. but his parents' house. They ended up helping him cover up the crime. And then he allegedly took his own life, which I've never believed. I believe he's in Italy drinking wine in a vineyard. But I do find that when it comes to Lynette, and she shared this of the ocean, and she wrote, "Find me." I'm just like, that is wild. That is wild to me. Let me get back over here a little bit. So, give a listen to this.
And then
they got plastic strap around them. The Apple Watches are pretty sturdy. They don't. I don't understand why. You gotcha. Yeah.
Never comes off. I mean, yes, hurt his knee, had abrasions, and there was terrible. And he fell out of the police boat as he was being taken by the police.
What? Sailing Cameo says he said he fired 2 flares. Right, that's what he said. Bahamas media says authorities found all flares accounted for on the boat. That is so scary. Don't like and subscribe. I'm not trading my friend's disappearance. No, hon. We don't mean that, sweetheart. We don't mean that. So there's another lie, right? The whole story is a lie. Where she went is in 3 to 8 foot water. What? 3 to 8 foot water. I'm so glad I did this live because Sailing Cameo, we have learned so much with you coming in and sharing this info. How would she have drowned? She's an excellent swimmer. It's less than a mile from the Abaco Inn to where their sailboat was anchored. So how did he end up 8 hours away? Juan says footage of the wife, daughter, and the husband in the dinghy from the past shows none are wearing life jackets. Right, but it's not choppy, horrible storm either. You know? I agree with you. I got the same feelings when I watched her videos yesterday. How heartbreaking. If she actually died in the ocean, she so dearly loved. Okay, you guys. I'm going to leave you with this today. And this is very sad. We're running over a little bit in time, but that's okay. I appreciate everybody's staying tuned. We're going to pull cards. If that's your thing, tune in with me. I want to know what the cards say happened. Was it an accident? Did he just get a bad rap and it was really an accident? Or is he full of crap and all these lies are going to show that she disappeared much earlier? That's the big thing. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it right here. I want to thank you for your likes, your subscription, and everything that you've done for this channel and our journey into helping be the voice for the voiceless.
She tried everything she knew how to do to make the relationship work. So the next day, because they were always together in a small space in a boat, conversations sometimes had to be short. And so she told me they were working on things. And then I found out that she had bought a ticket to come home to Miami. And a one ticket to come home, but she didn't get on the plane. I don't know exactly why, but she didn't get on the plane.
Do you know the date that she was supposed to fly?
The 11th.
March 11th.
She bought a one-way ticket home and supposed to fly out on March 11th and never got on the plane. March 11th. That was 30 days ago from right now. Today is April 11th. Has she been missing since then? She bought a one-way plane ticket to go home to her mother's, which she only did when there were problems and serious ones one way, not both ways. She wasn't coming back. But she never boarded the plane. Find this interesting. This is about a month ago. And this is Lynette.
Coming in.
See her watch?
For adult beverage and to investigate. Private beach. I got my own private beach with my sexy husband.
The boob cam.
The boob cam. I finally found a use for a bathing suit top.
Why does he call it boot camp? Don't you find that strange? Her daughter heard her voice on March 30th. She was spotted at Snappos on April 1st. So April 1st. Thank you, Sailing Cameo. Could you guys please do me a solid and put my email in the chat for Sailing Cameo, and any information that you would like us to share, Sailing Cameo, please email me, and that way I can stay up to speed on this and know what's going on in the case. I am blown away by the information that you've shared, and thank you. I appreciate that you want your friend found with all my heart. So let's say a little prayer for Lynette Hooker. We ask Jesus, Lord above, Lord in our heart, Yeshua, please bring Lynette Hooker home so that everybody can come to a resolution as to what has happened. And in Jesus' name we pray this. Amen. Busted Flesh says, I boated and lived off those islands in the Bahamas. It's crystal clear and not very deep. Also, you can see one of the islands at most times. I feel you guys. I feel you. That's right. We all need the information. Thank you guys for coming in and sharing all the information you can and with what you know. And a special shout out to those locals as well as Sailing Cameo. Thank you. With that being said, I think after everything that I've learned about Lynette, just the little bit I was able to glance through the window in her life, and it was just a window because I'm not there, I didn't know her, but that little window was of the most beautiful lady in the world. And our closing song, I think it will speak volumes to everyone today. I hope that you will join me over while I pull some cards. If that's not your thing, remember to skip that step, and I will see you again very soon. Thank you all very much.
From the dust I was born, to the dirt I shall return. When my eyes are closed, in the shadows, my enemies will think they won, but I am here to stay. Destiny will overcome, no, I am not afraid. Like a phoenix in the night, my soul rise from the dark.